Hey guys, Pyro here, welcome back to another review video. Today's video I'm telling you guys if XDefiant is worth playing. It's a free-to-play, first-person shooter game. There's no skill-based matchmaking, no pay-to-win. Yes guys, this is an Ubisoft title, it's a miracle, isn't it? But enjoy the gameplay. Alright, so we have the Phantoms from Ghost Recon as one of the playable factions in the game. Next thing we have on the list is going to be the Blitz Shield. It's an activated ability. Pretty much think about the riot shields from Call of Duty. You pretty much run enemies and melee kill them with it and stuff like that. It's a very useful ability. I mean, you can run at enemies, you block all types of damage. I actually have fun using it for the objectives, like if I gotta capture a point, domination, stuff like that. It's very useful. But yeah, let's keep up to the next part of the gameplay. Next up, you have the electromagnetic field barrier. It blocks incoming damage, fire, and grenades. You can shoot through this thing. It heavily reminds me of the barrier from Overwatch 2 with Reinhardt. Next up, we have your first Ultra on the list for the Phantoms, which is the Aegis Spatial Plasma Shield combined with a point-blank electro scattered gun for close quarter combat. It pretty much produces a giant dome shield over you. Whenever enemies come inside of it, you can shoot them with your weapon and it will pretty much kill them instantly in one shot. Next up, we have the Splinter Cell. Now, if everybody remembers the Echelon from Tom Clancy, you know Sam Fisher, you'll know who these guys are. Cue the gameplay. First up ability for the Splinter Cell, we have the digital ghillie suit. Now, this thing will almost make you fully invisible. Moving and shooting and stopping or any other movements will disable it on your screen. But, you know, it's very good for flanking enemies, trying to get on those points, push those objectives quickly as possible. The Echelon do come with a passive perk, which any shooting or anything you do in the map, you will not show up on the map whatsoever. Next up, we have the sonar goggles. Now, these things will show you through walls, they'll show you behind objects. So long as they're within a certain amount of radius, those enemies will show up on the map. Usually they have to be a couple feet away from you. And these things are very useful. Next up, we have the Ultra for the Echelon, which is going to be Sam Fisher's sonar goggles, and you hunt them down with Sam Fisher's classic 5x7 caliber pistol. With a suppressor on it, they show up all across your walls, on the map, everything, you just take them out. Next up, we have the Cleaners from Tom Clancy's Division. Let's get into the gameplay, shall we? First up, we're going to go over their passive ability, which is Incendiary Bullets. It reduces the range on your gun, but does an afterburn effect. It increases your damage on enemies as well. It's very useful. So the first ability of the Cleaners is going to be their suicide bombing drone. You pretty much throw a drone, it sprays fire around, goes in a straight line before blowing up with a napalm bomb attached to it. It's very useful for short and close range. This thing does a lot of damage. Usually it's a guaranteed one-shot, sometimes it does not though. Next up, we have the Suicide Bomb ability for them. It's pretty much a firebomb ability where you detonate a bomb on yourself, blowing up your enemies, but it does not kill you somehow. I don't know why. Welcome to Ubisoft's logic. But yes, it does a lot of fire damage, and even if the bomb doesn't kill them, the fire damage that it emits all around the surrounding area, I guarantee will kill them. Next up, we're going over the Cleaner's Ultra ability, which their Ultra ability is a flamethrower. It does massive fire damage, afterburn damage. It's a one-shot kill weapon. This thing is very fun to use, especially if you're a psychopathic pyromaniac that's mentally unstable just like me. Next up, we have Far Cry's Libertad. These are pretty much the medics of this game. All their abilities have to do with healing. So think about the Overwatch 2 medics from that game. Now, first up ability of the Libertad is going to be By Ubisoft. It boosts ability, it boosts health, regen, health for teammates, and health for yourself as well. This is a very useful ability if you're in a bind somewhere. Pop this down, you regen your health, and you boost your health as well. Next up, we have the Health Canister. This thing you pretty much throw right down on the ground. It heals you and your allies in a stationary location. You're very low on HP. This thing's very useful if you're doing like hot shot, if you're trying to take a cart, push a payload, cap a point, you're trying to heal your allies and teammates. It's very useful.
Look after it!
Next up, we have your Ultra for the Libertad. It's a little different from the other Ultras. Now, you deploy a giant Medico Supremo, it's called. You deploy a Medico for a large healing and health boost in a big giant area. You pretty much activate it on your character, and whoever's near you is going to get this health boost. They're going to get that regen, all that good fun stuff that you want. The Libertad also have a passive perk, which is called Liberty. It pretty much heals allies near you and increases regen. So now I want to go over the game modes for this game. This game has Escort, which is pretty much like Payload from TF2 or Escort the Robot from Overwatch 2, pretty much. Then we have Zone Control, take different zones, different areas across the map. You got Domination, where you get to dominate on a point. You get Occupy, and then you get Hot Shot, which is like a pretty much team kill elimination or kill confirm. This game has a total of 14 maps. So we have Arena, we have Attica Heights, the Dumbo, Echelon HQ, we have Emporium, Liberty, Mayday, the Huddleplex, Blito, Snowtime, Meltdown, we have Midway, the Zoo, and the Town Square, all from known locations from known games, and a lot of cool little areas and stuff like that. Let's move on to the next part of this review, shall we, guys? Now, all guns cap out at level 100, so when you first hit level 50, you're going to unlock Bronze, which Bronze doesn't look too bad, actually. Silver is going to be at level 75, which even that doesn't look too bad either, which looks really good. They definitely got the Camos going pretty well with this game. I'm definitely enjoying them. Next up, you're going to have Gold, which Gold's going to come at level 100. Now, guns in this game are a very, very big time grind to hit level 100. Your best bet would be to play on weekends where it's double XP or use your active XP boosters and stuff like that. Is your best bet for leveling up guns. But it's definitely a fun grind, but it can definitely be stressful though too as well. You get a bunch of attachments to unlock at each level. They max it, I think, up to 75. Now, I'm sure you guys knew I was going to go over it. You're probably waiting for it. We're going to go over the microtransactions now. Now, I think 3,000 gold for a freaking bundle is pretty crazy. The prices aren't too bad, I guess, but I don't know. It's very, very pricey and whatnot. Similar to how Call of Duty store and stuff like that. You get different bundles that include, like, skins, I believe currency, limited, like, skins. Like, you have the Founders Elite, you get the Founders Ultimate, the Founders Pack, which all of these are crazy prices. They're each going to give you an exclusive type of skin, and I believe a camo to go with it, and some coins as well, so I guess it ain't too bad. Get some XP boosters, you get some exclusive skin content, some gun skins, and some background effects, you know, stuff like that. I guess some of the skins look cool. I've seen some people rocking them, but for a free-to-play game charging the same exact price as most new games is insane. Now, some of the skins in the shop don't look too bad. Like this one right here reminds me heavily of Cyberpunk 2077. We get the Revolutionary skin, you got Cyber Commands. Now, some of the skins you're also going to notice too are based off like characters from the franchise or like little Easter eggs and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But that's pretty much it for the microtransactions. Let's move on to the final part of this review, shall we, guys? Now, these are some cons I just want to go over before I end the review off. Number one, I feel the Ultra abilities, at least for certain classes, take really long to load up. I also don't like how you can jump and slide and pretty much slide across the map and just straight up dodge through bullets and stuff like that. Also, when you get really, really close to people, the shooting is all over the place. It just feels very wacky and weird. And finally, when you have to respawn after dying, it takes a long time to respawn. Even after that cooldown goes down, you still gotta load like 2 screens, and even then you're not able to respawn, you have to run all the way out of it. It just seems very, very long and tedious, especially if time is essential for like an objective, defending game mode and stuff like that. But other than that, the game's been really fun. Honestly, for a free-to-play game, they did a lot of work into this game. I'm definitely enjoying it a lot. I definitely think it's worth checking out, or at least checking out. Now, the Battle Pass and the microtransactions, that's totally up to you guys if you guys want to spend the extra money on that stuff. Me, personally, I don't know if I'm going to spend the money on it. Because, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to play this game long-term. This game's definitely fun. It reminds me heavily of like, Overwatch 2. It reminds me heavily of Marvel Rivals it's coming out soon and stuff like that. But that will be the review here, guys. Power Play signing y'all, and peace.